Welcome to The Explainer. So, we're diving right into a seriously thrilling idea today, especially if you're an entrepreneur or creator. Chances are you're literally sitting on a massive, untapped gold mine of marketing wealth, and you probably don't even know it. We're talking about a strategy that takes your forgotten, everyday files and turns them into an active, round-the-clock marketing machine.
I mean, really think about this for a second. You prep for weeks, you crush the big presentation, but what happens to that slide deck after the meeting wraps up? What about all those graphs, charts, or those cool behind-the-scenes company photos just collecting digital dust on your hard drive? Usually, they just get forgotten. But today, we're going on a rescue mission.
Here's our quick roadmap to make that happen. We're going to cover the hidden content goldmine, defining digital asset optimization, storytelling with Flickr, winning on SlideShare, and finally, measuring your success. All right, let's jump straight into part one, the hidden content goldmine.
Look, as entrepreneurs, we all feel this constant, exhausting pressure to pump out brand new content just to feed the social media beast, right? But highly efficient marketing doesn't mean you have to constantly start from scratch. Instead of hoarding these static files for internal use or nobody ever sees them again, you can transform them into real digital assets. By making them public and tagging them properly, you turn dead files into a literal rocket ship for your brand that drives traffic 24/7.
So let's move into part two and actually define digital asset optimization. So what exactly is this strategy? The technical term is digital asset optimization, or DAO. Simply put, it's the process of taking stock of what you already own. You know, your PowerPoint decks, your webinars, your company photos, and strategically getting them online. And the coolest part about DAO, because of universal search, where videos and images show up right in regular search engine results, your old stuff can quickly become a major, totally free entry point for new customers.
Okay, part three, storytelling with Flickr.
Flickr is basically our first major vault for all this visual wealth. It's one of the web's largest public photo archives. But okay, quick warning before you just go dumping files there. The Flickr community definitely has teeth when it comes to corporate content. If your uploads feel like spammy, pushy ads, people will push back hard. Instead, use Flickr to authentically tell your company's story.
So you gotta be smart about what you upload. You wanna share genuine, visually interesting stuff. Think along the lines of custom graphs and charts, cool behind-the-scenes factory tours, maybe some historical company photos, or your products actually out in the wild. What you absolutely don't want to do is upload like a super boring batch of executive headshots. Ask yourself, what unique visual value am I bringing to this community? To really make this work, follow these 4 steps. First, upload those unique images. Second, and this is absolutely crucial, add hyper-specific tags. Seriously, don't hold back here. Tags are exactly how people find you, so err on the side of too many. Third, group related stuff into sets, so if someone likes one photo, they can easily binge the rest. And finally, apply a Creative Commons license. Why? Because this actively encourages other people to reuse and share your photos. Basically, they're doing your marketing for free.
And hey, tagging isn't just for search, it's massive for community building. Imagine you're running a marketing campaign. You can ask your fans to upload their own photos using a totally unique tag. Flickr then aggregates every single organic image your audience posts into one awesome centralized showcase. It's just a phenomenal way to leverage user-generated content and build real momentum.
Moving right along to part 4, winning on SlideShare.
If Flickr is for your photos, SlideShare is the absolute perfect home for all those old PowerPoint decks. Think of it kind of like YouTube, but for presentations. The real magic here is that it converts a static file into a highly interactive, embeddable widget. That means viewers can grab your deck and drop it straight onto their own blogs or websites. It literally breathes new life into a file that was otherwise trapped in a boardroom forever.
Getting set up is a breeze, but here are a couple quick tips. When you create your profile, the standard default account type is usually your best bet to start. Also, and this is a big one, when you upload your deck, whatever title you give it actually becomes the URL. So keep that title short, punchy, and absolutely packed with relevant keywords so search engines love it.
Now remember, people are usually going to see your presentation as this tiny embedded widget, maybe just a few hundred pixels wide. So you've got to adapt. Keep the slideshows short and sweet. Cut the fluff, use massive, highly legible fonts.
And above all else, remember that your very first slide becomes the thumbnail for the entire deck. That cover slide has to be so enticing that someone scrolling past literally has to stop and click. Because ultimately, your goal on this platform is to get right here on the featured list on the SlideShare homepage. Landing a spot here can drive a massive, massive wave of views to your brand. SlideShare's algorithm looks heavily at early momentum. It measures the burst of activity your deck gets right after it goes live. So, how do you hack that algorithm? Well, here's a genius pro tip directly from our source material. Literally upload your slides the day before you present at a conference. Then, during your actual talk, look at the audience and tell them exactly where to find the deck on SlideShare. It's a brilliant way to manufacture that immediate, concentrated spike in traffic. You need to hit the featured page. All right, wrapping things up with part 5, measuring your success. At the end of the day, you gotta know if this rescue mission is actually paying off, right? Obviously, total views is your baseline metric. That's a given. But don't stop there. Because these are social networks, your comment count is a huge indicator of whether your stuff is actually resonating. But the absolute gold standard, your SlideShare followers or YouTube subscribers. Those numbers might grow a bit slower, but they prove you're building a highly engaged, loyal audience who actually wants to stick around for the long haul. So that leaves us with one final, very important question. Which digital asset are you going to optimize today? You've got the tools, you've got the roadmap, and I know for a fact you've got those files sitting on your computer right now. So here's my challenge to you. The second this explainer ends, dive into your hard drive, find just one dusty presentation or folder of photos, and launch your rescue mission. Thanks for hanging out with me on the explainer today, and happy optimizing!